guy's got a firearm, he's dangerous.
Yes, sir.
See, that's the problem with the police force today, isn't it?
No, sir. That's
yes, it is. I'm an Iraq and Afghanistan war veteran.
What would you do if you came up with somebody that was armed like that in Iraq?
This isn't Iraq, dude. We're in Temple, Texas.
Christopher J. Grisham, a Fort Hood soldier on active duty who happens to be a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, was out on a 10-mile hike with his 15-year-old son in order to earn an Eagle Scout merit badge. And since they were hiking through Temple, Texas, rural America, Mr. Grisham was carrying a sidearm concealed, as he is permitted to do with a license in Texas, and an AR-15 slung across his chest with his hands nowhere near it. Because people in the area, anonymous people, of course, called it in, they were suspicious, the cops had to respond. And I have to say, the response from the first officer on the scene was horrifically stupid.
You're trying to disarm me illegally.
I am going to disarm you.
Illegally?
No, sir.
Am I threatening you?
Once I find out there's no issue, then we're
Am I doing something against the law?
Be on your way.
Am I doing something against the law?
Keep your hands away from the gun.
I don't have my hand near the gun.
Put your other hand away from the gun.
I'm holding my camera.
Get it away from the gun.
It's away from the gun.
Okay.
Now, you gonna let me go?
No, I'm not going to let you
You're
go.
about to get yourself a civil lawsuit.
So you can get a civil lawsuit or whatever we need to do right now until I find out you can legally have the gun and you can be out here.
Oh, do I need a license to hold this gun? No, dude, I'm telling you right now, we're having issues. Chris, wait, I'll tell you what, let me give my camera to my son and I will do everything you ask.
Put your hand behind your back.
Chris, come here and get my camera. Chris, come here and get my camera. I'm taking my camera off. I'm not touching my gun.
Now, if the officer wants to detain him, there is grounds under the current legal system for an officer to do that. The difference is they have to actually say, we are detaining you on suspicion of committing a crime for the purposes of determining whether or not a crime was committed. And they can say, sir, you're under arrest. You are being detained on suspicion. Please hand over your firearms, or please put your hands behind your back. I will handcuff you and I will disarm you and we will have a conversation and then I will let you go. And while unjust and intrusive, much more legally correct. Instead, what does this officer do? He just goes up to him and says, stop right there. And he immediately grabs for the gun on his chest. And because it's clipped there, he can't get it off. And there's a struggle that ensues. And this is really strange. You can see this at the beginning of the video, which was just released a few days ago on April 15th. That there's like this little struggle that ensues, and as Christopher goes and gets his camera and starts rolling, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? What the heck is this cop trying to do? Because that's a really good way to get shot. I don't care who you are, but if you're a cop and you don't identify yourself properly, and an armed citizen goes, whoa, this guy's taking my guns, just coming up to me, grabbing them. He's wearing a police uniform, he's got a gun. Could be an imposter, could be a bad guy, could be really corrupt. Could be one of your typical bad apples that make up 95% of the police force. Whatever the case may be. And you would have been, Mr. Grisham, entirely justified in using deadly force against a police officer who doesn't identify himself, making an unlawful detainment. Because when you asked him, and you can see this in the video, how he was detaining him, on what grounds, the officer didn't say. He didn't give an excuse. He didn't say, oh, well, you're being detained on suspicion of this. No, he just tried to disarm him, just went up and forcibly disarmed him. You only have two choices when they come at you to take your firearms. One is to submit to slavery, to admit that you are owned. And the second one is to resist. And in this case, Christopher decided to submit, and that might be the smart thing.
And I felt threatened.
Well, if you feel threatened, then you're a sorry excuse for a police officer.
Well, then
Me and my
son.
son.
A loaded rifle.
It is loaded, but it's not chambered. Oh, okay, well,
I don't know that.
Hey, I feel threatened because you're carrying a loaded firearm.
We're exempt from the law.
You ain't exempt from the law.
Yes, we are.
And he handled himself admirably, taking this video all the way through to the end when Grisham was arrested. For what? For what? Resisting arrest. An unlawful arrest at that, in which he actually was quite submissive despite the officer's incorrect procedures. And at one point during this confrontation, he asked, who was this? Who were the people that called us in? What was the complaint?
When you alarm people and they call us, then we can come
Okay,
in
and did you explain to them what the law is, sir?
They don't care what the law is.
But do you care what the law is?
This day and age, they're alarmed when they see somebody with
Do
weapons.
you have any more weapons on you?
We have the right by law to disarm you until we...
Okay, do you know what that law says? That law says if you feel threatened, you may...
And I felt threatened.
And this video has gone quite viral, almost 500,000 views in just a few days. And there is a fundraising attempt going on, I should say a very successful one, by Mr. Grisham to raise $11,000 for a legal defense fund. I hope it's really a defense/attack fund, and I hope he gets a successful lawsuit against these officers. I know how hard it is to sue law enforcement. I mean, I was body slammed, knee in the ribs, and choked for dancing, and can't get a lawyer to take that case. So he's already raised over $25,000. Mr. Grisham, we wish you the best of luck. Please check out the video. You can share that and help raise awareness, because this is an important story that we need to fight back by open carrying as much as possible. We need to change the culture. We need to get out and assert our rights. And this is one of the ways that you do it, is make cops understand that they don't have an absolute monopoly on providing for the public safety with guns, that we as citizens will take the law, that is the natural law, into our own hands, because when seconds count, the police are just minutes away.
Yes, we will.
Okay, but how?
Yes, we will.
How?
Yes, we will.
What's your name?
My name's Adam.
Adam what? Lanza?
Okay.
Anything that has a bunch of crap in the magazine that shoots